How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Now, today, we've got a little bit of, basically, like, three different things to talk about. One thing is from the anime, one is a rumor, and the third one is a little bit of an official update that people want to know about, and I just want to give some information to clarify a few things, because a lot of people are getting information totally wrong recently. So, let's start with the first thing here, which is actually to do with the Pokemon anime, and probably, potentially, a hint to what's to come in Generation 8. So, let's get started with the first thing here, which is going to be from Pascal. Now, Pascal sent this to me on Twitter and said, Ruffle, hey mate, I found something interesting in the newest Pokemon episode 106. They found a bug stone and wanted to evolve a Charjabug into a Vikavolt, and it didn't happen. But they kept the stone. Could it be a foreshadowing for a bug type evolution or evolution for Eevee with the stone? And I literally responded with, good point. Can you send me screenshots from the episode just so I know, like, I can confirm that? Because I don't really trust, just randomly, when people just say stuff anymore. I gotta make sure I've got actual proof for it. So he did send me it. Thank you so much to Pascal. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to send this my way. So he sent this my way and said, basically, showed me this image, and this is what we have to see here. So the character here says, basically points out that the bug stone is a legendary stone that can make any bug type Pokemon evolve. Now, we've never seen a bug type Pokemon, stone, you know what I mean? Or rather bug stone. We've never seen that, right? We've got the, Thunderstone, Waterstone, Firestone, etc., I guess, but, like, we've never seen a bug stone. I can't remember in my head ever seeing a bug stone, really. So this is interesting to me. Like, this is very, like, strange that they would bring it up. Now, of course, there are things in Pokemon, the anime, that happen that, have no value for what's to come in the future. Like, do keep that in mind. Just because this shows up doesn't mean that we're going to be seeing, bug evolutions and bug stones in Generation 8. But this could open a potential door here, because there are references in the anime that end up in the games eventually, and also similar shit like that with the movies and all that stuff, where, one thing ends up in a earlier, medium, aka the movie, the anime, etc., and then they end up in the actual games in the future. So it's a very possible type of thing. So let's continue looking at the images here. So the first one, of course, is the guy saying the bug stone is a legendary stone that can make any bug type Pokemon evolve. The next image here is like him saying I see, and he shows like the bug stone here, which looks a little bit like a cake, almost like a Charjabug, actually. I don't know. And here he's holding it again, and he's trying to giving it to his Pokemon, and it doesn't seem to want to evolve according to what the episode, or how the episode goes. Now, what door does this open up? Well, potentially, this could open up the door that we might be able to see a bug-type evolution in the future. Now, why would this be possible? Because, if you guys may remember this, in the Sun and Moon anime, which also was mentioned up here by, I think, Pascal, right here, that, he mentions, like, Eeveelution and whatnot. In the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, there's an episode where the character who owns an Eevee, I'm not sure what the character is called, but the character who owns an Eevee says, like, what if I could evolve you, Eevee? Would you want to, like, what if I evolved you into a bug type? Ha ha ha, I'm just kidding, you know what I mean? Like, haha, just kidding. But honestly, that hint right there, the Eevee could evolve into a bug type, and then also now a bug stone appearing. I mean, is it just me, or is it, like, some really weird coincidences? I mean, I am feeling it, dude. I'm feeling it. It could be that, like, we might actually see an actual bug-type evolution in the future. Now, again, we haven't seen an actual evolution since Generation 6, and usually it's like every other generation there tends to be, like, a new evolution. If I think back correctly, right? Gen 1 was, Gen 1, so that's the starting point, so you can't really count that. Generation 2 had, 2 new evolutions, right? Umbreon, Espeon. Generation 3 didn't have an evolution. Generation 4 had Glaceon, I think. I could be wrong about that. Was it Glaceon or Leafeon? Or was it both of them? I can't remember. Actually, no. It was both of them. Glaceon, Leafeon for Generation 4. Generation 5, I think, didn't have any evolutions. But then Generation 6 had Sylveon. And then Generation 7 didn't have any evolution, but then it would make sense that Generation 8 would introduce another evolution. It's every other generation they introduced a brand new evolution. And Bug-type would make sense in some way. I mean, honestly, it would be logical to see that. I wouldn't see a problem for it actually happening. So, definitely one that I think we should be expecting to see coming sooner or later. But again, it's all speculation for now. I wouldn't call this, like, guaranteed or confirmed or anything like that. It's just, speculating and thinking about it and just kind of theorizing about it. So, honestly, if this ends up actually happening, that would be bloody sick. I would be so excited about that. It would be fan-freaking-tastic. So I want to bring this up in this video, talk about it a little bit, get my thoughts on it, hear what you guys think about it. Like, what do you guys feel about this? Do you think it seems logical? Do you think it seems weird, off? Like, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. My name is Rumour, and yeah, let's go to the next one. So I was about to end the video right there for a second, but I forgot we got other stuff. So this is actually really important. I want to make sure to talk about this because a lot of people keep getting this confused. So Nintendo was putting out their launch schedule of primary Nintendo products by region that are going to be coming out this year, as well as future games that are planned, like big titles coming directly from Nintendo and such like that, you know, titles that are really big for Nintendo. So we have, of course, over here, we got Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, which is on the 3rd of the 7th, 2019. We have down here, this is on the 3DS section, we had Yokai Watch 3 and Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, which, you know, they all have the releases. But then on the Nintendo Switch side, we have for 2019, or rather, it was set for like 2018, 2019 spring, which I guess means like the spring of, you know, 2019, I guess. But either way, that game was announced. It was announced in 2018, right? We remember Fire Emblem Three Houses being shown at E3 and whatnot, I think. Actually, it was a Nintendo Direct. I can't remember. But the game is supposed to be launching in spring 2019. Yoshi's Crafted World was announced also in 2018. And it's getting an actual release date on the 29th of March. So that's confirmed. The Pokemon RPG says late 2019. And this is the one that's important for us, okay? But before we get to the Pokemon one and talk about it, I want to go through all the other ones. Animal Crossing is set for 2019 as well. Luigi's Mansion 3, 2019. Bayonetta 3, still not decided. It's still to be decided. And Metroid Prime 4 is temporary right now because they have to restart the whole game. And then down here they have, I guess, the United States release dates and whatnot, which are essentially the same. Pretty much, except like a missing, I guess like a game missing up here, because I think Yokai Watch 3 is already out in Japan, maybe on the 3DS. I could be wrong, I don't know. Either way, so back to Pokemon here. Why is Pokemon important on this one, and why do I want to bring this up? Because people keep trying to tell me they have delayed Pokemon. No, they have not. There was one user on Twitter, a viewer, that, you know, thought that that's what happened. No, don't worry, man. Don't worry, everybody. They have not delayed the game, okay? The game has been set to late 2019 ever since, like, I think August of 2018, which was like shortly after they even announced that it's going to be coming, you know, like a month or so, two months after they announced the actual game's existence. They already then said that the game is going to be in late 2019, because originally when we saw it, when we saw Nintendo, you know, Pokemon for Nintendo Switch or whatever, we saw like a 2018 type thing, right? Pokemon Nintendo Switch game in 2018. Woo, what's this, you know? And then eventually when they said they're going to be doing this game, it just said like 2019, but then they said like they updated it with like late 2019 because that's when it's going to release. November usually is when Pokemon games tend to be released. So please stop worrying. The game is not delayed. Listen, if they delayed the game, we would know. They wouldn't put it here in the launch schedule. That's why they announced Metro. Listen, okay, why do you think they announced Metroid Prime 4 being delayed? So that this right here can say that the game is going to come in the distant future. That's why Metroid Prime says 2030 and not like 2020 or 2019, because the game, they don't know when it's going to be done. But they do know that Generation 8 is coming this year. If they didn't know it, if they were delaying Generation 8, they would put it as 2020 or some shit. You know, they would actually change it, and they wouldn't have it still late 2019. They would have updated it on here right now, but they haven't. Late 2019 is what it's been saying since last year. There's nothing new here to see. It's the same. I just want to bring it up because a lot of people seem to get this confusion and keep trying to, you know, some way, you know, confuse what I'm saying. But my point is, no, there's nothing that's changed here. It's the same. Late 2019 is exactly what it was before as well. Originally, when we first saw it, it said 2019, you know, just normally. But they changed that ages ago, like over a half a year ago. They changed that to late 2019. It's been ages since they updated it, so there's nothing to really see there. I'm not sure if it was August, but I remember it's been over half a year since they updated it, though. It's been a long time, because I remember making a video about it a long time ago, being a bit worried, like, what does this mean? But then I realized, you know, I talked to a few people that know this sort of stuff, and they said, like, it doesn't mean anything. It just means the game's going to be coming in, like, November, December, like the usual time for a Pokemon game. There's nothing strange here. And I was like, okay, that makes sense, you know, that makes total sense. The same way they say spring, you know, spring 2019 for Fire Emblem Three Houses, you know, they say late 2019 because they don't know exactly what day they want to put it on. The game is pretty much done, though. The game is done and probably it's just going through, like, its last legs of, like, development right now. You know, fine-tuning, you know, getting all the smudges and way and whatnot, and preparing to be actually announced. So there's nothing there to be really worried about. or to worry about the game being cancelled or delayed. It's gonna come out. It's a Pokemon is a cash cow for freaking Nintendo. I mean, you got to think about this, right? The only games that are coming out this year that are going to be making them a lot of money are, like, they're going to be making them a lot of money, you know what I mean? Are the Pokemon game and Animal Crossing. Basically, these two games are the same as how it was for them last year, except this year's Pokemon games are bigger than last year's Pokemon games. Last year, they had Pokemon and then Smash Brothers to smash through. This year, they have Animal Crossing, which is huge. They've got that, as well as Pokemon, a brand new generation. That's like two juggernauts. And if you take one of those juggernauts away, that's a huge margin of money to be lost there. And they are definitely going to release at the same time as always, which is November nowadays, because November is a good time for like Black Friday and whatnot. Of course, it's Pokemon. Pokemon can sell whenever. Sure, it can do that. But then again, would you rather take, sure, like, you know, a few amount of, you know, an X amount of sales, you know, in like a shittier time in the year, or rather take it on a time where you know you can guarantee a specific amount of sales, or even more than usual, like during Black Friday, which is what they did for Let's Go, which is what made Let's Go sell so much, as well as also the console sold a lot more because of that, because of the release frame, because people were like, oh, Pokemon's out, oh, it's a new Pokemon game, I don't even have a Switch, let me buy the Pokemon game and a Switch, oh, it's Pokemon, you know, it's a remake of the old Pokemon Kanto games, awesome, let me get it, right? It's a strategic thing, and the same thing is going to happen now. They're going to do the same kind of, release time, because that's just what works the best for Pokemon, and that's the time they've been doing for the last, I don't know, over half a decade at this point. Actually, since like 2014, 2013, like ever since then they've been doing this sort of release schedule, because it makes sense, right? It's a good timing to release it. You make a lot more money that way. Either way, that's that one. What's the final thing for today's video? Well, people keep, mentioning this to me, and I had this sent to me by this guy on Twitter called Pokemon King and Queen, and it's like an image of, like, I don't know, Pokemon games, like fake ones. I mean, this is fake, okay? He sent me like the bottom part here. The logo is fake. The logos are fake, just straight up. There is no way these are real. One, the quality of the logos just isn't on the same level, I'd say, as like the real ones that we usually see. I mean, sure, it looks cool, sure, like whatever, but like the Pokemon up here, they look too much like some Fakemon I've seen in the past. Like, they just look too much like Fakemon, and they're both birds, so I'm not really feeling it. So yeah, I just wanted to mention this. Like, I wouldn't really trust this myself. I don't think these are real. I appreciate that he, tried to send this my way and make me see it. I mean, thank you for sending this my way. I appreciate it. But I do not. This is just fake in my eyes. I do not think this is real. Also, like, the outlining on this one, it just looks so weird. I don't know. I just ain't feeling it. I don't think these are definitely not real. The designs also just don't make sense for a Pokemon game, I feel like. Or, like, at least not this one over here. Doesn't make any sense, because that looks like a freaking, I'm not sure what that bird is called. Turkey. It looks like a turkey. And the other one looks like a pretty cool Pokemon, actually. But, like, these two, I don't know. I just don't trust this. I personally don't think these are real. I think they're fake. Just want to bring it up because a lot of people always like ask me about these sort of things, and they always pop up over here and there. But I just want to quickly just mention it and just say that it's definitely most likely fake, and it should not be, paid attention to as if it's, to be considered real, any of that. So just ignore that. But either way, so yeah, guys, we've gone through this, which is the most important part of this video. Of course, this as well, which is super important for me to cover. I just want to make sure to, let you guys know about the dates and stuff, because people always seem to get those wrong or confused. Just want to kind of get that out there and talk about it a little bit. And of course, I want to just debunk this. Not really debunk it, but just kind of like say that I personally think it looks fake, and I don't trust it. Like, I've seen too many of these sort of fake ones to really believe any of them. So I don't know. I don't really trust this one. I mean, hey, if it ends up being real, then cool, I was wrong. But, I'm just not feeling it. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Rumour. Have yourselves a great day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, and peace out.